Hey guys, it's Christine with Rudd Disability Solutions, and today, in the first of our webinar series, we are talking grassroots groups. But before I get started, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification button so you'll get notified of when I post the next video. Also, comment below on any questions you might have about grassroots groups, and you can also comment below about any suggestions you may have about the topics you'd like to see me cover on the channel. Now, with all that being said, let's get started with today's topic. Now, just to let you know, guys, this webinar is for informational purposes only, guys. So I'm happy to be able to bring this webinar to you that's recorded on my YouTube channel, but it is for informational purposes only. So today in our webinar, we're going to talk about grassroots groups and actually learn a little bit more about them and what they are. We're going to learn about why they're important to advocacy and creating change in our society. And then we're also going to learn about how you can get involved in a grassroots group in your area, guys. So a grassroots group is actually exactly what it sounds like. It's individuals who want to make a change, and it starts from the individuals in the ground up. So that's where it kind of comes from. It is also talking about having change in the community and utilizing groups that have similar causes or similar goals in mind, where they band together and help each other make these changes happen, right? And there's different ways that they do that. We're going to talk about that in just a little bit. So grassroots group movement is really a campaign to mobilize and take action so that some type of change will occur. I know this video or this slide says political, but it doesn't necessarily have to be political. It could be different kinds of change that people want to see happen, and they can just get together with groups of people, again, who have a similar goal in mind to pool their resources to make that happen. So the main goal of grassroots groups, right, is to use or have civilians actually taking control and taking action to make that change happen. And throughout this video, you may see that some of it talks about political change, but grassroots groups can be used for other types of change as well. And so who forms grassroots groups? Different people form grassroots groups for different reasons. So parents form grassroots groups. Again, I was just mentioning a little bit earlier that political groups can form grassroots groups as well, and individuals can form grassroots groups. There are many reasons why individuals want to get together and use their resources to see change happen. It is super important to know that grassroots groups have many benefits to them, and so one of the benefits is seeing that change actually happen. You also form a sense of community, and making those connections with individuals help you pool resources together, and you can find out from other people what they've done that maybe hasn't necessarily worked, so that you don't have to go down that path, and kind of eliminate that possibly for the solutions that may involve or may come about. Now, I just want to say right before I continue on, please don't forget also to subscribe to my newsletter. It's going to be starting out in just a little bit, but don't forget to subscribe to my newsletter. There's great information on there and resources, and so I will leave the link in the bottom for you. And so features of grassroots groups may be that, or it is that they're mobilizing. And again, it says here turning out to vote, but remember, it doesn't necessarily have to be a political thing. It can be to make change in any other arena as well. And people use things such as email, phone calls, face-to-face visits, and petitions, or maybe radio spots to try to make that change happen. And so these are some more information about types of grassroots groups, movements, and the way they make their efforts so that people can know that there is an issue happening that's important to them that needs change. Again, this slide is talking about voting, but please remember, it's not just about voting. Grassroots groups can be used for advocacy issues as well that affect a larger population of the people in an area. And so this is just another slide about other supports or benefits that grassroots groups provides to people. Remember earlier I was talking about resources for people. They can provide support because you can meet other people and form friendships. It can also be an avenue for change in a way that you can see the change happening as you make the efforts in your activism. So some strategies of grassroots groups, and remember, grassroots groups don't only have to get out and walk around and talk to people. They can utilize things such as social media. They can gather petitions even online. They can hold activities either virtual or in person, or they can help people. And I know this one says helping people get to polling places, but they can also help people get other places where maybe they're having some issue to get their voice heard, or they're just trying to participate in some advocacy. So you can use grassroots groups resources to be able to do that as well. And so this is just a little bit about grassroots groups activism that has happened in the past. The women's suffrage movement, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and Love Wins are just some examples of grassroots activism that has taken place. So how did grassroots groups get started? They actually got started and were named Grassroots and Boots. It was started by Mr. Till, and the most prominent example, or I was going to say a significant example of a grassroots group movement, was the civil rights movement that happened in the United States. So why is grassroots groups important to advocacy? Again, it's a way to pool your resources together. You can find out what has worked for somebody and what hasn't worked, and then utilize maybe other brainstorming tactics to figure out other solutions, right, or other avenues that could be utilized. So there are many reasons why it's important to advocacy. It has also led to a lot of change, because if people can pool their resources together, you can maybe set up smaller amounts of people to take on each task. And grassroots groups, I didn't say this before, but grassroots groups don't have to be huge amount of groups. They can be a small group that just gets together, and it could be 2 people, it could be larger than that, but it could also be maybe 6 people, right? It doesn't have to be a whole host of people to form a grassroots group. So here leads into my next slide. How can I get involved with the grassroots group movement? One of the things you could do is pick an issue that's important to you, figure out what organizations work on that issue, and see if they have any volunteer opportunities where you can kind of work with them and see where they need help and how you can get more involved in what they're trying to do to raise awareness. Or if you have an issue and you see that there isn't anybody working on that specific issue, you could always create your own grassroots group as well. So how grassroots groups have sparked change is that they show that there is a need somewhere for some issue. They help raise awareness of the specific problem. And remember, I was talking before about pooling resources together and talking to people in that group about the things that have and have not worked. And so you could propose specific or reasonable solutions based on what you're able to find out from working with other individuals. And so lastly, just remember that grassroots groups are created by people who have similar goals. The movements help create social change and positive change. The movements have had a great impact on not only American history, but also disability history. And grassroots groups continue to make positive change even today. So I just want to take a minute, guys, and thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to follow me on social media. You can you can find the newsletter link so you can sign up and you'll receive a free weekly planner at ruddisabilitysolutions.com. I will leave the description in the link below. I will also leave the links in the description below. Thank you so much for watching this channel. If you like this video, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification button, and comment below on the next topic you might want to see on the channel or any questions you have about grassroots groups. And thank you so much, guys. See you next time.